Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and this is day 78 of my making 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on gratitude. So, yay, I made it to day 78, and I am really grateful for today. I think my head was worse today than yesterday, but I decided to do things in spite of that, and it made me really grateful for the things that I got done today, and really grateful for my nice little clean living room. Grateful that I got to go to church today because it's Sunday. We got to sing in church today, which was really nice. Made me feel very grateful about that. Also, I needed to make food, and since my kitchen's all nice and cleaned, I actually baked some muffins today. I haven't baked in, I can't tell you the last time. I don't even remember. And not that it took very long to whip up some muffins, but I just had the muffin tin sitting on the counter. And I'm like, oh, I can make some muffins today. So I baked something, and I haven't baked in a really long time, and it feels really good to have baked something. I wish my head felt better, but my muffins turned out really yummy. Probably better than I've ever made them before, which is kind of weird because I'm like, they always seem kind of dry and crumbly, and this time they're like all moist and yummy. And I was like, same recipe I've always used, and I don't know what I did differently today, but they turned out way different today. And I was like, yum! I thought they were yum before, but I think they're even more yum today. So I'm feeling very blessed and grateful I was able to do that, and found my waffle maker since they got my kitchen all cleaned up. So I made waffles today too. So yay, I'm very grateful for things that I can do, and I'm grateful that I can do things in spite of how my head is feeling, which is a reminder to me that I can also do things in spite of how I feel emotionally. So when I'm having days where I'm struggling to want to motivate myself to do things, I just need to remember that I can do things in spite of how I feel, and it will be okay, and I can get things done. I am somewhat limited though with my head as to what I can and can't do. Um, but I am grateful for what I was able to get done today. I'm grateful that I can make my video today. I'm grateful that I can focus on gratitude. I'm grateful that I can see all the blessings today. And I had to teach a class today, and through lovely technology on Zoom. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I'm not this technology person. I don't know. One of these days I may have to learn how to do all this technological stuff. I kind of have to with the whole making YouTube videos and wanting to become a published author and needing to figure out how to do the whole online publishing, self-publishing sort of a thing. So I have to learn how to do technology. not my not my forte, but it's okay because I know that God will help me to learn how to do things. I know that I can learn how to do new things. I actually enjoy once I figure out how to do new things, how to do them. I get excited about it, like, ooh, I figured something out. This is cool. So I created a Zoom account on Friday, and today it actually worked. I'm still not sure how to get into it from my account. I actually had to go to the link that we emailed to everybody else to get into the meeting that I set up for today, which I thought was kind of lame. I thought I should just be able to go into my account and start the meeting from there that I already had set up, but I didn't figure that part out. Um, but I'm grateful that I got into it. I'm grateful that the technology worked. And then I'm grateful for the learning experience of doing that because I don't actually like to stand in front of people and teach or lecture or give talks or make YouTube videos. These are things that I'm learning to do because I feel like that's something I'm supposed to do because I'm hoping it will help me to promote my books, assuming I get them published, and I am assuming I'm going to get them published. And it's helping me learn a lot about myself. The YouTube videos are helping me learn a lot about myself and building confidence. And today, when I was feeling ill prepared for my lesson and the whole Zoom thing, I just had this thought that God will put the words into my mouth that I need to say. So I hope that what I said was uplifting to other people and helpful and beneficial. But again, it's like the YouTube videos, it's like everything else. It's like I don't know how other people receive the information that I'm giving. I don't know if they feel the same spirit that I'm feeling. I don't know if it's helping or uplifting at all. Thankfully, some person messaged me back and said that they felt uplifted. I messaged her and thanked her for her comment, so she said she messaged me back and thanked me. said she felt uplifted. Anyway, but I know not everyone does that, and to me, sometimes it's harder, even through Zoom or screen, to kind of see or gauge people's faces to figure out what they're feeling, what they're thinking. And it's again that reminder to me that I don't know, I'm just the vessel, and the Lord is the one that's using, it's been giving his message through me. The Spirit is giving the message through me. It's the same with these videos, that I'm giving a message, but I don't even know what the message is half the time. And it's things that I'm learning that I'm hoping will help other people that are watching these to learn the same things that I've learned, to have a relationship with their Savior, to and or if you're interested in writing, figure out the whole process. If I ever figure it out, I'll share that with you as I go along. But it's a process, and life is a process, and it's a journey. And if nothing else, I'm learning that gratitude can change my attitude. I love that those rhyme for some reason. That makes me happy. And I don't always know where I'm going to end up in life. I still have no idea where I'm going to end up in life. I know that I have my goals and my ideas and what I think is going to happen. And I always imagine big, huge, wonderful, whatever. And then, of course, I get disappointed when it's not the big, grandiose thing that I want. But I'm learning that it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It can be little. It can be simple. And I can be grateful for the little, for the simple, for the tiny things that are working, and knowing that they will grow. And I'm actually grateful that it grows very slowly because it allows me time to adapt. It allows me time to change, to adjust, to get used to how things are going. And it's going to be the same when I get my books published and everything else. It'll be a while before it gets out there. And again, I'm not going to know people's reactions to my book. It's not like everybody that reads my book is going to like send me a message and tell me how they liked it or didn't like it or whatever. So it's like, okay. And my friend that did respond back to me about my book, she did ask if she could share it with her girls. And I was like, oh, yes, please. And I was thinking that would be perfect because that's kind of, her daughters are my target audience more than she is. But, I did get some insights and some ideas, and I still need to get some more comments back from other people. I want to get multiple responses so that I can, make my book better for multiple people, see if everyone's having the same comments, the same questions. Because if they are, then I need to change something. And if they're not, then I don't need to change everything. I know I need to change some things. It's not a perfect book. But it is teaching me to have a little bit of patience and trust. And it's helping me to focus my attention on other things, which I'm grateful for. And I'm learning a lot of things, which I'm grateful for. And I get to learn to be grateful for the process that has been very frustrating to me. And instead of seeing it as a frustration, I'm learning to see it as a learning experience and something to help me to get better, to work towards my goals. And so I'm grateful that my perspective of even the process that I'm going through has been changing. And these videos have really been beneficial to me. And I hope that in some way they're beneficial to other people that are watching, just like I hope things that I said in my Sunday school lesson are beneficial to people that are watching and listening. And I hope that my books, when they get published, are things that people enjoy reading and they get entertained by. I hope. But I have no control over what happens after I share, after I post, after I speak. I don't get those responses. So it's a little disheartening that I'm still wanting responses from other people. I still want that validation, but I'm also grateful that I have the insight or the prompting, the whatever, the reminder that I did the best that I can, and I said what I felt like I was supposed to say. And that's enough, that I can validate myself, that I did what I was supposed to do, even if it's not necessarily what I like or like how I like to do it. Because I prefer when I teach to get everybody else to talk and then they basically give the lesson and I get to sit and learn. I like that much better than, and I feel like I do all of this rambling and talking when I do these YouTube videos. So I'm like, I don't want to continue to do it, but it continues to be something that's falling into my sphere, realm of things that I'm supposed to do in my life. And I was like, okay, I guess there's something I'm supposed to learn from this. Or maybe this is something I'm supposed to continue to do. because maybe this is a talent I'm supposed to develop, and it's one that I just shy away from. Because I've always liked to talk and ramble. I just always feel like nobody's listening to me or paying attention, and I always thought I just do it for attention, not because I have something important to say. But I'm starting to feel like maybe I have something important to say. I know at one point with my 12-step meetings, I kind of stopped going for a while because it's like every time I would go and I would speak, all these people would come up and tell me how grateful they were that I came and that I spoke, and they always appreciated what I have to share. And I was feeling like I was always having to, it's very backwards of me, really. But at the time, I was feeling very hurt and upset and frustrated, and I was seeking help and comfort. And I was getting help and comfort, but instead of seeing the help and comfort that I was getting, I felt like everyone else wanted it from me, and I felt like I was on empty and I had nothing to give. And then I felt like every time it was my turn to talk, I had to say something awe-inspiring, and I'm like, I got nothing. And I'd sit there and tell people I got nothing and what's going on with me and my life is crap. And they're like, oh, thank you so much for sharing. And I was like, oh my gosh, seriously. And I don't know why I felt that way. But right now I'm thinking, I had something to say, and I wish that I had continued to go, and I need to start going back because I do get something out of it. And it's okay if they get something from me, because I get something every time I share. I open my mouth and I hear words that I need to hear coming from myself. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was in me until I said it. And then it helps someone else. And then someone else says something that helps me. And that's how we help each other, by talking, by sharing, by uplifting. And I'm grateful that I'm learning that. I'm like, these are things that I knew. They're just things that I needed to be reminded of. And that when I was really depressed and discouraged, they were things that I didn't want to do and I didn't want to deal with. And it's so funny, ironic maybe is the word, I don't know, that the very thing I didn't want to do is the very thing that is helping me to get better, to feel better, to rebuild my confidence in myself, to see myself for who I really am, to be able to do these videos and to not be like nervous and shaking. Like, I remember the first time I was doing this, I was so nervous and shaking, and I'm like, I can't do this. And now I just sit down, I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to say today. I'm just going to talk, and it's all going to come out. It's all going to be good. And I'm so grateful for that. Like, that confidence has come, and it's been 78 days now. So I know I have to stop and think how many days it's been, but I can do this, and I know I can do this, and I've got like 22 days left to go, and it's okay, and it's working. I don't know how it's working. I'm really not sure what the end goal is. Initially, I thought that I was going to get responses back from my beta readers in 30 days, that I would have 30 days to revamp my book, and then I could, figure out how to get it edited and published in the next 30, 40 days, and I would have a book, to show everybody at the end of 100 days. That's what I thought was going to happen. I got responses back from 2 people, and one was not the most helpful. It might have been more helpful if maybe she'd actually answered the questions and she'd been specific about where in the book the information was, but that was way back in the beginning. Another person that said she's sending my stuff and hasn't, and I have to remind her again, and everyone else has just been too busy. So it's interesting that it's not worked out at all like I thought it was going to. And I didn't think I would be sharing religious stuff or talking about that in my videos. I didn't realize how much stronger my relationship with God was going to become by doing these videos. I didn't realize how much my confidence was going to grow by doing these videos. I didn't realize that I was going to become better at validating myself and accepting myself and letting go and not having to have reactions and responses from other people. Like, I still want them. That would be nice. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I did the best that I could, and I don't know what people think or feel, and I'm not going to. I don't get to. That's the whole part of like writing and doing these videos. I'm like, some people will respond, some people won't, and it's going to take a long time for people to even know who I am or who my books are. And so, I mean, sometimes by the time I even hear about a book, like the whole series is out or they're making a movie out of the series. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know the series existed. I should go read that. Like, honestly, The Hunger Games, I didn't even read The Hunger Games until after the third movie, and I didn't want to wait to find out how it ended. So then I went and got The Hunger Games and actually read the series. And then I was surprised that she did it all from Katniss's point of view, and I was like, wow, that's not how I expected the book to be based on what I saw in the movies. They did a really good job with the movies, but she did a really good job with the book too. I was like, wow, this is really cool. But I didn't know because I hadn't even read the books until that point. So, and I never finished the Harry Potter series. I've seen all the movies, just not read all the books. I think I got halfway through book 4 or finished book 4, and I just never finished the last 3 books. So, but I saw the movies, so I'm good. But it's interesting to me that I'm not aware of all of the stuff that goes on or out there, or how those books get out. So whatever I write, I mean, obviously, I don't know if it will ever become huge and popular like those, or if it'll just be like a handful of people that read them. I have no idea. It's one of those things that I have to just let go and just be grateful that I told my story, that I wrote it, that I accomplished something, and then I can validate myself that I did a good job and that I'm proud of myself for what I did, and I did the best that I could, and if it sells, great, and if not, at least I'm doing it. At least I'm doing something I enjoy, and maybe that will be my hobby for the rest of my life, is writing my books and sharing them, and maybe someday one of them will be a hit and people will be like, oh wow, and maybe not. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know really what God has in store for me, other than I know I need to follow through with my goals, and I need to follow through with my dreams, because it's showing myself to me that I'm worthy, that I'm worth it, that I'm worth the time and effort it takes to accomplish the goals that I have set, and that I can do it, that I'm perfectly capable of doing it. So I'm grateful. And even though it's been a struggle, there's been a lot of hurdles. I'm grateful for the struggles, the hurdles, because of the things that I'm learning, because it's showing myself that I can overcome all of these things. And it makes me very grateful for today. It makes me very grateful that I can do all of these things, even though I don't feel 100%. And I wish I didn't get migraines like once a month or more. I think I've mentioned them multiple times on these videos. That would be nice if I could figure out how to get rid of those entirely. But I'm grateful I can still do these videos in spite of that. I'm grateful I was still able to make some muffins that tasted so yummy. And well, they turned out so yummy. So I'm grateful that things are working, just maybe not the way that I thought they were going to. But I'm grateful I can see what is working and focusing on that and being okay with that, instead of feeling like I failed. Sorry, that sounded funky. I don't feel like I failed, and I don't feel like everything's like falling apart. I'm not utterly disappointed because things didn't work out. It's not like an epic failure moment. I've had lots of those, and it's not really an epic failure moment. It was, I just had a bad day moment, where I was just being hard on myself moment. I don't know that I've ever actually had an epic failure, other than I just felt like it was. Like, I always do the extremes. That's me. So learning to not do the extremes, and learning to accept that the process takes longer than I want it to, and learning to learn through the process, to appreciate the process, to be grateful for whatever the outcome may be, because I am more confident, I am more comfortable in myself and my abilities, and I know I have lots to learn and lots to do and lots to change, and I know it won't happen overnight. So I'm grateful that it happens slowly, kind of subtly. It's a little harder to notice when it's subtly, but I'm grateful for the daily videos, because it forces me to notice the subtle things, which helps to increase my gratitude and to see that I am making progress, which I don't think I would otherwise see. So I am really grateful, and I'm grateful for the people that are choosing to watch these and support me. And and if people see these a year or 2 years from now and it helps, that's great. I don't really know how these videos work. And if it only helps 1 or 2 people, then that's okay too. And if it's I'm the only person it's helping, then, well, at least it's helping somebody, right? I don't know. It would be nice if it reaches other people, more people. But at the same time, I think it hasn't, because I'm just not ready. And when I'm ready, it will it will, and things will get bigger, better, or maybe I will have another 100 days of something that's more interesting to other people than gratitude, which is sad because I know gratitude isn't something that people are like interested in watching videos about, but it's so life changing to focus on gratitude. It helps to change my attitude, my perspective of myself, perspectives of other people. It gives me more patience, tolerance. It helps me to be more considerate of myself and others, and it's great, and it's helping me to see that I need to do better at self-care and self-love, and maybe I need to do 100 days of that. I don't know. And then I'll talk about all the stuff I do to take care of myself and to love myself today, and it will be different every day because I have different needs every day. Um, Lots of ideas for things to do for 100 days that keep popping into my head. I just can't do them all at once because if I try that, I will go insane and I will probably crash out after like 10 to 30 days. I'll just be like done. I did that one time where I had like 10 things I wanted to do every day for 30 days, and I did it for 30 days. It took me like 3 months to actually get the 30 days. And then I was so exhausted from trying to do it. I was like, yes. And I tried to throw a party, and like one person came and somebody else said, oh, good for you. And I was like, yay. And then after that, I was like, and I'm done. And I stopped doing all of those things, and it was kind of disappointing, discouraging. But I think it's because I was trying to do too much at once, and it was a 30-day goal, and then I was done. And this is a 100-day goal, and this has been really hard for 100 days. And I still have 22 to go. But I'm grateful because today I just kept thinking, oh, I need to say this in my video. I need to say this in my video. I need to do my video today. And I'm grateful for that. Like, I want to do it today. I don't know if I'll want to do it tomorrow, but I'm grateful that I wanted to do it today. And I'm grateful for the things that I was able to do today. So, and I am just full of gratitude today. So if you like, hit like, subscribe, share if you think it'll help someone else. And I hope you have a day full of gratitude. Thank you.